Alrighty, hey y'all, Conway here. Well, we're back out here again. We got Dan here with us, and we get finally, it's that time of year again. You know, we got the combine going over there, and thanks to some unfortunate circumstances, we are the only ones hauling corn in for Dan's dad here, and so we finally have our own gravity wagons hooked up to our tractors this year. So over here is our 1951 WD. She munches on a little oil, but that don't concern nobody. And this tractor, this was Dan's first tractor.
Yep.
Tell him a little about it, Dan.
Bought it in 2017 out of Iowa. A guy out there had it, and I figured I'd message him. He said, come get it. We loaded it. It was a bush hogger tractor for many years. And it came to be the farm tractor that it is today.
And so this is the tractor that I'm running. Like I said, Danny's first tractor. This is, and we got it hooked up to our Bushnell. Now, all of you may say that ain't no frickin' Bushnell, it's not orange. Well, because it's been repainted to Daikon green, but the sticker right there begs to differ. If you can see it, you know, camera doesn't do it justice, but we'll show you the proof is in the pudding that it is a Bushnell, model 165. This was our very first wagon that we bought. And the auction company we bought it off of figures it can hold 250 bushel, but we want to say it's more like 170, 165 bushel maybe. And we got the combine down here now, so we'll zoom out, and that is that first setup. That's the one that I'm running. And then Danny over here, he's got the ever famous WD-45. This is our 1955 one, and this is the one that everybody knows has the duals. This was Danny's second tractor, and she may not be in the best of shape, you know, got a little dent in the hood, but this thing, you guys seen the videos this year, can pull a 12-foot disc, no problem. This was actually the one last year that pulled 260 bushel, pulled a Minnesota 260, no problems. And so we were using that as our basis for buying gravity wagons of, you know, 260 bushel is our max, and that's just what we were going off of. And the surprising part about it is that this is actually native to our area. So for all you old timers, Kruger implement out of Plainview, Minnesota. Everybody around here that farms knows that that dealership is no longer around. Heck, I don't even want to say that. They were around when me and Dan were born. But came out of Plainview, Minnesota, and it's been in Minnesota all of its life, right here in this region. And Danny bought this one off of a dairy farm.
Yep.
Anybody around here knows that, knows the last name of Daly's. Well, this was one of their tractors. And tell them a little about it there, Dan.
So Daly's owned it for 20, 30 years. It was a shit spread tractor, so it hauled cattle crap out of the cow barns, and it was on a dairy farm for many of years. But they parked it after they got their bigger 7,000 Alice, and then I came along, bought it in 2019 out of high school, and I hauled it home.
And all they had to do to it was hone the pistons out, and didn't you guys do a head gasket too?
Yeah.
And that was all that they did to it, and this has been our best tractor this year. And you guys do know that in the disking video, and I want to believe the planning video, there is a real bad oil leak. We got the saying for this tractor, we're not environmentally friendly, but we're friendly. And behind that, we've got a Corey model 165. This was our second gravity wagon that we bought. Third wagon overall that we've bought. We also got a flare box, but that still has oats in it. And so this one was definitely the rougher of the two. It used to have sideboards on it. We tore them off, and everybody would be like, well, why would you take the sideboards off? That helps you hold more grain. Yeah, say the least. If you would have seen these sideboards, even you would have taken them off. I mean, they were rotted to crap. The backboard had ants living in it, and part of the left side board. The front board had spiders living in it. And so it was, but the funny part about it is that there was 26 leg screws all the way around just to hold these sideboards on. And believe it or not, that wasn't enough. This guy actually caulked it down. But it was a process, to say the least, to get these up to snuff. Of course, before we ran both of them, we went through, fully greased all these, because his cousin Derek,
he said he was gonna break a wheel off and dump it on the side of the highway.
He was hauling oats.
Yep.
And was it right front or right rear?
Right this way.
Right front. On his gravity wagon, completely busted off.
Yep.
And surprisingly, 3 wheels was enough to keep the wagon from tipping over.
And buckling underneath itself.
Yeah.
If you're from Canby, Minnesota, or Ivanhoe, Minnesota, you probably know Derek Sovell. Just tell him you say hi.
And so that was, he had actually helped us grease the green one up, because we didn't have the orange one yet. But we took all the center caps off. All the wheel bearings in them are good. Like I said, fully greased them, everything, and that was that. But we'll get you some action. Is that the grain truck I hear?
No.
Oh, that's just blue. Okay. But we'll get you some action shots of these things leaving. Because they sound really freaking minty when they're
Must have broke some.
pulling a load. So.
He must have broke some.
And it's looking like something's broken. So, so as always, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll get this stuff figured out here. See you in the next one.